Oh, in the wrapper still. Let's go. The PlayStation 5 controller. Yo, what's up, guys? I just got this in the mail. PS5 controller is pretty heavy. It's a lot heavier than the other one. But when this came in the mail, it kind of got me thinking, what could we expect from MLB The Show 21 on next gen? They announced that they're not going to talk about next gen at all until January. Additionally, as you guys know too, earlier they announced that MLB The Show is coming out on all the consoles. And so this is going to be a really big year for the show, one I'm really excited for. You know, next gen sports games starting to talk about what they have coming. What might the show have? And so, you know, to me, I think there's probably 8 things that stand out, and there's probably so many more. And so the first one, you know, is enhanced graphics. You know, I was taking a look at the Madden and FIFA page, and there's just you know, more crisp you know, detail on players, and NBA 2K looks like, the first time I saw it I was like, wait a minute, is that real? Like, it was hard to tell. So I think enhanced graphics all around is going to be something that you know, we should expect. Like, the show's already pretty good, but I think they'll take another step forward. It's going to be pretty good as well too. Next one's kind of a given, but it's fast load times, like, you know, lightning fast. We've seen, you know, some of the videos on Xbox and PlayStation, the side-by-side videos, and, you know, looks good. You know, loading hasn't been that big of an issue in the show, but you know, if we're able to jump in and out of games, you know, real quickly and move around the menu much faster, simulate even faster. Next thing comes down to this thing. The controller haptics. Baseball, there's less contact, but I have to think they're going to take advantage of that and somehow to make it feel more like you know, you can feel the extensions of players when balls are caught. You know, after that, better environments and more of a living world. The show's pretty good. Where do you go from here? How do you make a baseball game feel more than a baseball game, especially with this year? And so I think about things like, you know, the stadium filling up and leaving. You know, they started to do that last year in the show, where Dodger Stadium, when you start your franchise games, are a little bit empty to start, but then they fill up. You know, I think there's a lot of things that they could do to make you know, the ballpark feel more alive. Make people feel more real, you know, things like that. But yeah, we'll see. Now let's get into, like, those are more like the general, those are like 4 of the more general things that I think every sports game or every game's gonna experience. But the next ones I'm thinking are maybe a little bit more specific to, you know, the show, based off of what we've seen released by 2K so far. So, but 2K has released a lot. Like, they've gone deep. They just released news about My City, and so the first one is deeper franchise mode. You know, I'm beating the drum on this one. You know, it's probably not likely to happen, but something I want to see happen. With so much more memory, so much more computing power. You know, there's you know, deeper things that we could do. You know, the dream is always, for me, been thinking and like, okay, how do you take out of the park baseball's like engine and entire system, like not just, you know, AA, AAA teams, but how do you get single A rookie ball? How do you just really blow it out, a full, like, true management franchise? But then you put the actual game engine layer on top of it. And that leads me to the next one, which is more social online mode. So, like I said, NBA 2K released the city, which is now this like massive world where, you know, it's a third place. So really what it's about is the direction that we're going just in society in general is to this idea of a third place. For someone like me, it was like me and my friends, we would go to physical places. We would go to the mall. We would go to the park. We would go to the baseball field. We would go physically meet up to these places. But now, especially with things like COVID, that stuff is, you know, becoming less and less. And where you meet up is a third place, a virtual place. And so both parties are in their home, maybe sitting at a desk like this, and they're going somewhere together to join in and really just kind of be themselves, hang out, do something fun. And so things like Fortnite Creative and Minecraft, where you can just jump in and there's no rules and you just kind of run around, and you know, NBA 2K's My City. Like that is kind of the direction of the future. The show doesn't have anything like that right now. The closest thing to it is someone has to then get into like a Discord or like a party, and like that's their third place. They might be playing other games, They don't see themselves virtually in those games. They don't interact and do things. And so the show's got to think about this one. You know, I might make another video talking about this, but they got to think about, how do they do online team play? Is there some other type of social mode that's really going to work, where it's not just about show up and play, but it's like show up and interact and do things together? Return of online franchise, more capabilities in Diamond Dynasty Online. That isn't just about playing one-off games, but doing things, you know, together with friends. And then the last one is more real-to-life presentation. So the show's been really good at this one, but 2K is like always been the best, and now they're taking that to the next level. You know, that was 8, but there is actually one other thing. You guys have been asking me a lot who I think is going to be on the cover. It's either Fernando Tatis Jr., just because young player, face of the league. It's either got to be him, or it's Mookie Betts because of the World Series, right? Like Dodgers, like great year for LA this year with Lakers and Dodgers. Big trade by Dodgers to get Mookie on the team, and then he has an amazing playoffs and series, and then wins. So and then the third one, Mike Trout. Like Mike Trout is undisputed best player. Well, people might try and dispute, but the reality is we just haven't seen a player like him in a long time. You know, he's of that Griffey caliber that we'll talk about when we're much older, about just how good he was. And if the show cannot get him on the cover throughout his career, it's going to be a travesty. MLB The Show 21 next gen on Xbox and PS4. Gonna be an interesting ride, guys. Really excited about it. Let me know in the comments what you guys hope to see. Let me know if you're going PlayStation or Xbox. I tried to get both. I only was able to secure PlayStation and then the controllers in hand, and console will be here between 13th and 18th. Thanks so much for tuning into this one. Until the next one, we'll see ya. Peace.